Well, I know if you've watched any of my other collectible car videos, thank you, but you've probably heard something like each one of them that is proving to be a bit untrue. Each time I get something, I say, this is the last one. Well, this is the last one, definitely. I never thought I would get a chance at a 1957 Chrysler Windsor two-door hardtop. There were about 14,000 Chrysler Windsor two-door hardtops made in 1957. Few of them were made in the Los Angeles factory. Not very many of them were made with this boomerang rear trim. I don't know how many were made in this burgundy metallic with white ivory accents, let alone ones that survived. Now, on top of that, I don't know how many of them were made with pink and gold interior. This is original vinyl with the gold piping. I don't know if you can see that really well, but this is original vinyl, original gold piping. The previous owner had this recreated. This is what would have come on it in 1957, but it was recreated by a company called SMS Fabrics, and they will do amazing things recreating fabrics for you for classic cars, what have you. And he had that done, and it's gorgeous. I'm not a pink person, but my gosh, when you see the color combo of this car, you look and it just grabs you. I'm 53 years old. These were long since turned into base metals by 1970 when I was born. They didn't have a long shelf life. They're gorgeous cars, amazingly gorgeous cars. They were all new for 1957. Torsion bar suspension, vertical stabilizers, the fins. From the first time I saw cars like this, they were designed by a gentleman named Virgil Exner, who was a genius, an absolute genius. These cars were so advanced looking that in the spring of fall of 1956, when the pre-productions were coming out, they hadn't been released to the public, a very good designer named Chuck Jordan for General Motors saw them, took his boss down to see what he saw and all the other designers. And very shortly thereafter, the 1959 models for General Motors were scrapped. They were not put into production. They were going to be big and chrome laden and really ungainly. They just changed ship immediately. So from fall of 56 or summer of 56 up until the point of the release in fall of 58, so 2 years, they totally redesigned everything from the ground up. Amazing. They did it in response to these cars. These cars are, they're gorgeous. I own it, I'm biased, but every time I see one of these, whether it's a two-door, a four-door, a convertible, you have to stop and look at them because they were so incredibly style-driven, but also technologically driven. Chryslers were never known for being the style leader from the time, and by the way, that's pink right there, it's gray and black. You get inside this thing, 50,000 miles on it, original. This was a one-owner car, one family-owned car until about 2.5 years ago. The gentleman who I bought it from had tried to buy this car for 7 years, got it, and he did very great update on the seats, took wonderful care of it, has driven this car around. This car is a driver, which is very important to me. Not only is it a piece of art, but it has to drive. It has to be able to be used. Original headliner. Look at these chrome bows on here. Oh, look at that view out the back. Of course, what 50s car would worth their salt would have any lack of ashtray, let alone look how beautiful this is, how it sits in there. Just goes in there. AM radio, ventilation system, parking brake, because this is a push button transmission. Now you'll see reverse is put in. There's the neutral and the start switch. The drive 1, drive 2, so your 2 lower gears. It's a 3-speed torque flight transmission. Amazing transmission. But there's no park. So you basically want to put it in the gear that if it's facing down on a slight incline, you don't want to put it in drive, you want to put it in reverse. And then you want to pull this emergency brake on and then turn the key off. The key's right here. It doesn't start it. But when you put the key in, you then have your foot on the brake and you push that in, and that's your starter button. You also have little blocks that you carry with it just for safety's sake. You really don't want to be parking this on a hill, but at the same time, wherever you're parking it, you want to make sure that you have little backups for that. Has your little vent windows. This is original interior on here, other than the cloth on the seats. It is just jaw-droppingly original. It's not perfect, I mean, but you know, I'm much younger than this car, and I'm not perfect by any means, but lights work. It is so well sorted. Show you real quick. Put the keys, start it up. Show you what I'm talking about with that starting procedure. You have your 2 little keys. The little pen and start key is your start key. So you put them in upside down. Put it in like that, and you turn it, and you'll see this little light right here. Means you're ready to hit the starter button. Now it's warm. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake, and I'm going to hit the starter button. It starts right up. Now, the clock works, by the way. The original owner's manual's in there. There's such incredibly beautiful 50s look to it that I was looking through it earlier, but I want to see how to set the clock. I don't want to try to force it and break it. The clock runs. It's just, you have your dash mounted rear view mirror, which is probably not the best thing in the world. Look at this little medallion on here. Visors, the chrome. There's such a lack of pitting on this. This car lived in Fontana, California for many, many years until the previous owner purchased it. So I'll open the hood. Original Chrysler badging. This is a dual headlight car. It's a 57. I don't know when it was built, but you know, with these cars, a lot of states didn't have dual headlights allowed in 1957. So a lot of these had the option of coming with one headlight. This one has the 2. This is a Chrysler Spitfire. It's a 354, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a 354. It's the same block as the Hemi engine, the early Hemi engine. But it has what's called a polystyrenic head. It's kind of a Hemi, but it's easier to produce, cheaper to. The Windsor was the entry-level Chrysler in 1957. You know, but not a down-market car, whatever. But they also called these poly engines. The Chrysler name for this was Spitfire, which you can see on the valve cover for Spitfire. Look at the condition underneath the hood. Great blue system. airplane just amazing. It is a just a very clean car, very quiet car. And they call these, the other name these cars have is called semi-Hemi, because it's not really a Hemi, it's a Hemi block. But it's a very nicely powered engine. You have this is an LA built car, so you have your data plate right here. Apparently that's where the LA cars have their data plate. I love this. California Highway Patrol vehicle inspection expires December 31st, 1974. Underneath, it is clean. It is definitely a California car. I love the script on the Windsor. I love the boomerang on there. And listen to that car. Here is the trunk area. Needs a little bit of, like, maybe I've replaced the cardboard back here, but I don't know. I just, again, like, you start, now this has been repainted, so you can tell, like, the original paint here, and then, I might just go through and put a little bit of, if not fluid film, like something to prevent that from flashing over. I mean, this is in a very area, there's just a little bit of discoloration here. There's no rot. There's no nothing. The gray under here, there's your fuel filler door that goes down into there. It looks like this gray and everything on here is all original in here. And I was seeing on the forum, someone saw a picture of this car when it was for sale and said this is a Los Angeles trait, that this gray, they kind of mixed all the paint together. And if I'm wrong about that, I apologize. I'm just going with someone else had said. But it's a car. It's a black plate car. Won't be black plates now that it's a Pennsylvania registered car, but it's a beauty. It's something that I can enjoy with my son. Maybe my daughter will like it. She kind of rolled her eyes, but the pink interior, the red and white exterior, the whole package that this thing runs and drives beautifully. I'll be having fun with this. This is going to be going to storage probably tomorrow. I'm going to get it inspected on Monday. I have a place to store it now, which I didn't think I was going to have. And the one thing I wanted to see if the horn worked, and so I love the sound of this one. I'll end on this. Great sound. It's just perfect for this. So thank you for checking this out. And if you like all the weird stuff that I have, like, subscribe, share with friends. I like to have fun with my cars, and I have very different stuff. So thank you, and have a great one.